Hello everyone, it's Rim from Forex Trading here, and today I'm just going to be having a look at a few Forex pairs and a few commodities going into the next trading week. So today we're going to start with Great British Pound Australian Dollar. So this one is quite significant because we've had a clear 5-wave impulse from the low, and at a bare minimum, that means we've completed an A wave. This could be a wave 1, of course, and that means that we're expecting a retracement. So if we just pull up some Fibonacci, if it's a wave 2, it's going to typically retrace into this kind of box. However, wave 2s are actually normally zigzags, and we've actually had a flat correction here. And we've made this 1, 2, 3 pattern. So flat corrections actually subdivide into 3, 3, 5, and if you're going to load time frame, there's 3 down here. This for sure is 3, as you can see by the choppiness, and I have a possible count for 5 waves down if I just drop to a lower time frame. So it looks like there was an extended 5th wave, which could complete anytime soon. You can move this 3 around wherever. Looks good for your Elliott wave preferences. However, there's always going to be 5 waves down after this 3, 3 correction, unless this is going to be a bigger triangle of some sort. However, this is the way I've counted it, and this is the way it's been working. So if I just get some of the indicators up, these are essentially the same indicators. So as you can see, there's a very large amount of divergence, which is indicating strength to the upside. So that means if we get a breakout of this upper trend line channel here, like that, and there's a small flag or consolidation pattern, this is a great buy on the break of the flag. Of course, this whole correction could turn out to be much more complex, and this could be a W. That would mean that we'd expect a simple 3 waves up for X, and then probably a zigzag down to complete Y. However, no matter what, if you get a small flag like this, it's a good buy, because if that completes an X wave like that, you can actually move your stop to break even and have 0 risk on the table, and then look to buy after the deeper Y correction, or possibly even sell down on the way. Just to keep in mind, this 1.618 extension of wave A is relatively significant for termination point of wave C here. So if it does trickle down into that zone going into the first few days of next week, then bear in mind there could be a reversal. With this divergence, it is very, very likely to make an up move relatively soon. The question is just when. As you can see, I've actually labelled on a small possible selling opportunity, which I'm not actually going to sell into because of how low it's gone now and the divergence that's kicking in. But this could suggest one more down, at least. So I've just got a list beside me now, which has got a few pairs on there which I'm looking for opportunities in. Next is Australian dollar, US dollar. So this one we've had a similar situation actually. And by the way, these aren't my main charts. This is just the ones for making the videos. My main charts are way too complex to actually show. So just for simplicity, I use these charts instead. Anyway, so we've had this from the high here. We've had this 3-wave correction, and of course the benefit of trading Elliott waves and understanding wave patterns is knowing that if I drew say a resistance line here, this isn't a breakout, so we know that's a bad buy because of we're expecting 3 waves up after this choppy decline to make a flat pattern. So anytime you see these horizontal lines on my chart, they're not actually support lines or resistance lines. They're just indicating reversal points of certain patterns, which could be significant. The only supports or resistance I do use are Fibonacci levels, but I don't buy off a Fibonacci level. I just use them for focusing my attention. So, like I said, 3, 3, 5 flats, right? So we've had this 3 here and then 3 up, and now we're expecting 5 down. We've had this looks like a 5-wave pattern. By the way, this isn't actually a ending diagonal. These are just contracting trend lines that I've drawn just for trend line sake, not for indicating a ending diagonal, because wave 4 doesn't retrace over wave 1, so it's completely valid, just regular 5-wave impulse down. But anyway, if you have a look at this pattern, advanced Elliott wave traders know this is a very typical 5-wave pattern with the divergence kicking in at wave 5, and that is showing us that this 5-wave pattern could have completed, and we're looking for this A, B, C for a bare minimum. There could be more upsides, so that's why buying in any case is a great idea. However, obviously we're not going to buy just blindly. We're going to actually have a look at the price action. So as I've indicated on here for myself, this flag pattern is going to be great to buy if it does form during the Asian session on Sunday evening / Monday morning. So if it does do this in the Asian session, then this is likely to be a wave 1, and it will make a wave 2 for a wave 3, 4 and 5 of a 4 minimum. Of course it could make just a smaller 3-wave correction and complete one more low, but your stop should be at break even if you know how to manage your risk anyway, so this is a decent trade to look at. Next is crude oil. Now this one I've actually been following on my other chart almost perfectly actually. If you want to see that chart, just send me a message or leave a comment or something, and I'll send you a picture of the chart. But this is one of my favorites actually, and I did get a sell position in here after the break of that flag, so I'm still holding, and I'm expecting this to go well below 40 actually before making a large turn higher. So because of that, look for more selling opportunities on the way down. Clear 5 waves down here, in my opinion. Flat correction here, 3 through 5, like we've gone over. And then from there, it looks like we're making another 5-wave decline. So look for this to consolidate a little bit more. It's not great to hop into a short now, even though you could technically make a case it's broken out on a 30-minute chart, but it is probably a better idea to be more patient and wait for a bigger correction. Of course you could sell now, but I'm looking for that slightly bigger correction for a sell down. As soon as it starts picking up pace down, move your stop instantly to break even, because this could be a wave 1 here. So if wave 1 is equal to wave 3 here, then this is where it will terminate. But there's only, I think that I forgot the exact chances, but I think there's only like a 5%, 4% chance that happens. So look for the 1618, which is a much higher probability, over 50-60% for targets. Of course you could just hold it all the way down, but it's probably a good idea to take targets, or at least move your stop into profit. So that's oil done. Now dollar Swiss franc. This one also making or completed a flat correction, 335 like this, and that means it's bearish for now. So I actually tried to sell this last week, but I got stopped out because I didn't give the waves enough time to complete. So I counted this as something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and I tried to sell this down, but it came right back up. However, now as the waves have matured, it's more likely to be completely finished. This time I'm not going to be so aggressive, and I'm going to wait for a flag before looking to sell like this. The flag could form here, be very careful of that, but if it forms here, there's going to be a much higher chance of it dropping. So you could try to sell both. So that's dollar CHF. Now, I don't actually normally trade this, and I've never opened a trade on it. However, there is looking to be it looks like there's a good opportunity on it actually. So I was on the daily chart, and I noticed this. If I just get rid of all the drawing tools, this looks like quite an obvious triangle. Of course it could be something else. However, if you look on zoom out, it looks like something like a 1, 2, 3 triangle for 4 and a 5, just by looking at it, and that's why I think this could be a decent sell. This E wave might have ended early. That happens quite frequently. But obviously we're not just going to jump into sell, so I'm going to look for any flag, and that's going to be a sell with a break-even stop as soon as it starts coming down. So that's sugar. The last one is going to be dollar yen. So this one I've made clear to myself to sell every flag because of how good this selling opportunity is. Same thing again with this flat correction, they seem to be very common. So I'm looking for this green line here as a minimum target, 111.5. So after NFP, there was a very sharp down move. I've put in these bar patterns here just to remind myself to look for that short trade. It doesn't particularly matter if the flag sets up above the trend line or below. Below is obviously better if there's a break and a flag. However, at this point, sells are very good ideas. A sell is a very good idea, sorry. But I would look to sell every single pullback down to this green line. Of course, wave Cs do tend to move beyond this green line, but this is a good target to have. So if you don't want to have an actual physical target, then and you want to move your stops instead behind price movement, then I'd recommend just tightening your stops as you get into this area. However, there's actually another case to be made. Sorry. If this is in fact somehow 3 waves up, then hold on, let me try to figure this out again. I don't have this chart labeled, sorry. So there was this, I'll do this live. So there was this 3-wave pattern here for W, 3 waves X. Okay, now I know what I'm talking about. So with double complex corrections, if wave W is a zigzag, wave Y tends to be a flat, and a flat is of course 3 waves, 3 waves, and then 5 waves. So if this is actually the end of this wave up here, this could drop well below this level, which is why selling is a good idea, because if this makes something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you've locked in loads of profit, a few hundred pips, 500 pips at a minimum. So this is a great sell actually. Of course normally it should tag the top, but I don't see this wave going much higher than this, because of the look at this divergence here, and just the way it's been chopping up, and this is quite a clear pattern here. So look for this green level, 111.5 for a minimum, but bear in mind it could keep going, so I wouldn't have a fixed target, but just tighten stops as you get into this range. Of course you could just take off partial profits and see where the rest go, but I don't like doing that, but that's obviously up to you to decide. So thank you for watching. If you want to leave any feedback, then you just leave a comment, visit our website. I'll be posting some analysis throughout the week, or late next week possibly, so be sure to look out for that. Also, I just want to say, sign up to our emailing list. You can find that on our website as well. We can send you analysis, free ebooks, and a lot of other things which we're going to be releasing very soon. Thanks for watching, bye.